Imagine this. You're a young comedian, barely in your 20s, stepping onto the hallowed stage of Saturday Night Live, the ultimate proving ground for comedic talent. The spotlight burns bright, the audience is buzzing, and the weight of a storied family legacy rests squarely on your shoulders. You're living the dream, until, in one gut-wrenching moment, it's all torn away. That's the heart-wrenching reality Abby Elliott faced when she was unceremoniously fired from SNL after just 2 seasons. But here's where the story takes a thrilling turn. That crushing rejection didn't mark the end of her journey. It became the spark that ignited one of Hollywood's most inspiring comebacks. Buckle up, because this is the captivating tale of how Abby Elliott transformed heartbreak into triumph, rising from the ashes of SNL to shine as a star in Hulu's critically acclaimed The Bear. From SNL's chopping block to The Bear's bright lights. In 2008, a 21-year-old Abby Elliott stepped into the iconic studio 8H as the newest cast member of Saturday Night Live. For any aspiring comedian, landing a spot on SNL is like reaching the summit of Mount Everest, a dream gig that promises fame, laughter, and a chance to etch your name into comedy history. As the daughter of comedy icon Chris Elliott and granddaughter of radio legend Bob Elliott, Abby wasn't just chasing her own dreams. She was carrying the torch of a celebrated family legacy. With her quick wit, sharp impressions, and undeniable charm, she seemed poised for greatness. But after just 2 seasons of delivering sketches and battling the relentless pace of late-night comedy, the unthinkable happened. SNL cut her loose. In a raw and revealing interview with The Independent on June 30th, 2025, Elliott opened up about the devastating blow. "It was the worst that could happen," she said, her voice tinged with the pain of that moment. "I kind of fell apart. Can you imagine the sting? Being told you're not good enough for the show that launched comedy titans like Eddie Murphy, Tina Fey, and Will Ferrell? The rejection wasn't just a professional setback. It felt deeply personal." Elliott had been thrust into the spotlight with the weight of her family's comedic dynasty on her shoulders, and the firing felt like a public declaration of failure. The fallout was immediate and brutal. Social media platforms like X lit up with reactions. Fans mourned her exit, with posts like, "Abby was so underrated on SNL. Why'd they let her go?" At ComedyFan123, June 28, 2025. Others speculated about behind-the-scenes drama, with one user tweeting, "SNL's cutthroat man. Abby didn't deserve that kind of treatment." At TVJunkie99, June 29, 2025. The comedy world can be unforgiving, and SNL's reputation for swiftly cycling through talent only amplified the sting of her departure. But Abby Elliott is no stranger to resilience. Fast forward to 2025, and she's not just surviving. She's thriving as Natalie "Sugar" Berzotto in Hulu's The Bear, a gritty, heart-pounding drama about a dysfunctional Chicago restaurant family. The show has taken the world by storm, earning critical acclaim and a passionate fanbase. Elliott's performance as Sugar, layered, emotionally raw, and profoundly human, has made her a standout in an ensemble cast packed with heavyweights like Jeremy Allen White and Ayo Edebiri. With Season 4 currently in production, Elliott's star is only burning brighter, promising even more of her captivating brilliance. So, how did she go from the ashes of SNL's rejection to becoming Hollywood's darling? Let's dive into the cinematic, inspiring journey of her comeback. A cinematic journey through rejection and redemption. Picture the scene, New York City, 2010. Abby Elliott, still reeling from her SNL firing, is grappling with a career-altering blow. "It was devastating," she confessed in her Independent interview. "I thought my career was over before it really began." The world of Saturday Night Live is notoriously high-pressure, a pressure cooker where young comedians are thrown into the deep end, expected to deliver viral sketches under relentless scrutiny. At just 21, Elliott was one of the youngest cast members in SNL's history, pitted against seasoned comedy giants and tasked with proving herself week after week. "I felt like I had to prove myself, not just for me but for my family," she admitted. Her father, Chris Elliott, was a comedy legend known for his work on Late Night with David Letterman and cult classics like Get a Life. Her grandfather, Bob Elliott, was half of the iconic radio duo Bob and Ray, whose deadpan, humor-shaped comedy for decades. The weight of that legacy was immense. The media response was merciless. Headlines at the time pulled no punches. Abby Elliott axed from SNL after 2 seasons, blared one outlet, while another called her tenure underwhelming. On X, then Twitter, fans were divided. Some dismissed her sketches as forgettable at SNL Critic 2010 archive, while others rallied to her defense. Abby was never given a real shot to shine. SNL dropped the ball at SNL Obsessed 2010 archive. The public scrutiny was relentless, and for a young comedian still finding her footing, the rejection cut deep. But Elliott refused to let the noise define her. Instead of retreating, she forged ahead, determined to rebuild her career on her own terms. She took on guest roles in popular sitcoms like How I Met Your Mother and Two Broke Girls, showcasing her comedic chops in smaller but memorable parts. She also starred in the Bravo series Odd Mom Out, where her sharp humor and relatability began to turn heads. "I had to learn who I was as an actor outside of SNL," she reflected in her independent interview. Each role was a stepping stone, a chance to hone her craft and rediscover her confidence. Then came The Bear. Cast as Natalie Sugar Berzotto, the emotional anchor of a chaotic restaurant family, Elliott found the role of a lifetime. The show's high-stakes kitchen scenes, raw dialogue, and intense emotional depth gave her a platform to showcase her versatility. As Sugar, she balances strength and vulnerability, navigating family drama and personal loss with a quiet power that resonates with audiences. Critics have been effusive in their praise. Abby Elliott brings a quiet strength to Sugar that anchors the Bear's emotional core, wrote Variety in a 2023 review. Fans on X echoed the sentiment. Sugar is the heart of the Bear. Abby Elliott's absolutely killing it. At BingeWatcherX, June 27, 2025. Elliott's impact on the Bear goes beyond her on-screen performance. During the writing of Season 2, she collaborated with the show's creators, contributing ideas to shape Sugar's arc. "I felt like I was finally in control of my craft," she told The Independent. Her creative input helped deepen the character, making Sugar a fan favorite and cementing Elliott's place as a vital part of the show's success. With Season 4 in production, anticipation is sky-high for what she'll bring next. To truly understand Abby Elliott's journey, you have to look at her roots. Born into a comedy dynasty, she was practically destined for the spotlight. Her father, Chris Elliott, was a trailblazer in alternative comedy, starring in films like Groundhog Day and There's Something About Mary.